No worries, Sherry.
All right.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So we're going to call this meeting to order. And I think, given I'm the only person here in person, I think we have captured who is here. So I think we have Jerry, what's his there? Alexia is there. I think Ken.
Yeah, and that's it.
And that's it, right? All right, wonderful. Now we're going to open it for public comment, and this is a period devoted to comments by the general public about items on this agenda. No discussion, action, or vote may be taken. Are there any public members?
No, there is not.
No. Okay, so we're going to move to item number 3, which is the approval of the agenda for October 14th. This is an action item. Anybody wishes to second or make a motion, sorry, to approve the agenda?
This is Jerry. I so move to approve the agenda.
Thank you, Jerry. Any seconds?
Ken Ruffin, second.
Thank you, Ken. Those in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. Aye.
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 All right, abstentions or against? Guess nothing, so unanimous. So we're moving to item number 4, which is the approval of the minutes for the September 9 meeting. Anybody wishes to make a motion to approve the minutes for the September 9 meeting? Any
This
motion?
is Jerry. I so move.
Thank
This
you,
is
Jerry.
Jerry. I so move.
Thank you.
I'm wondering if they're picking up.
And second, anybody second the motion? Is that
Ken.
Alexia? Oh, it's Ken? Okay.
Yeah, second.
Thank you, Ken. So those in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Opposed or abstentions? Seeing none, we move to number 5, and I think we started kind of before the meeting with that. Jerry was not, had not joined yet, so let me just say that our good colleague, Jeff Fulmer, well, today was his last day of serving with us on this committee, and he has been instrumental in advancing public art in Clark County, and I'm very pleased to share with you that the Board of County Commissioners will be recognizing Jeff on Tuesday, October 21st at 9 a.m. at the Clark County Government Center. So you're encouraged to attend, or if nothing else, at least feel free to send Jeff an email with your gratitude and appreciation, which is, I think, the least we can do. So I'm very happy to share that with you. Item number 6 is a report by staff regarding a monthly summary of their activities.
Great, thank you. Okay, so we have a handful of things to go over. The first one is this Metal Fest. This is going to be a deadline of Tuesday, October 21st. We're looking for emerging artists that are residents of Clark County and are very active within our program. So they must attend full scope, at least have full done it once. And then they're going to write a letter of intent of why it'd be so important to go and get this specialized training. We also have ZAP 19. ZAP 19 is for local artists, and it is for artists that have never done ZAP before. They're the ones that are going to be eligible for ZAP 19. ZAP 20. Those are artists, that is open to all artists. That is really a celebration of our 20th anniversary with ZAP 20. And so we're opening it up to any local artist, so any Clark County artists, whether they have ZAP experience or not, is eligible to apply for that one. Then we have canal conversion art trips. So this is registration in Friday, November 14th at 1 p.m. That event is going to be Friday, November 15th. People are going to load the bus by 12:30 in the afternoon. They're going to travel up to Scottsdale and have, 5 solid hours to like hang out at that event, check out the art there, and we're hoping that, they get some great information while they're out there. The registration for that is $5. That $5 gets donated to Winchester, so it supports their arts and culture because the arts plan doesn't have any ability to take on money. So those are our open calls. Our Poet Laureate program, as usual, Miss Amy is doing a phenomenal job here, and you can see her activities for August and September have been quite vast. We're coming up on the Las Vegas Book Festival, and so Miss Amy and Chelsea, coming from Arizona, will be representing Clark County. Miss Amy's doing an open mic, and so we've blasted that out on social media. Anyone interested in that open mic has to show up that day and sign up just right before that event and the event is 3:30 to 4:30 in the poetry tent and poetry stage. Chelsea's event is a workshop, and so that is unveiling our Inkwell program, so professional service, professional education, just like Full Scope. I do have a part-time staff member coming on board. I'm hoping that by next meeting I can announce who that is. Eileen. Okay, I would say Eileen might be having some difficulties today too. So we do have our Full Scope program, which is overseen by Eileen, and our next presentation is happening October 21st at 1 p.m. And I believe you can see this public art on public lands. So she's bringing in several experts that are going to talk specifically about this. And last month was Burning Man artists. We had 6 attendees. So if we can, encourage people to show up to these events. However, we are recording a lot of them as well. So it is okay. We understand people work. Lauren, are you on? Can anyone hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you guys can hear us. Okay. We're not seeing anything, just so you're aware. So, youth education is going phenomenal. Last night, there was a workshop that happened where they created these clouds and flags. I believe that was with Chad Scott. It heads in the clouds, feet on the ground. And then we have another program that's happening on the 16th, Dream Circles. This program's going great. I expect that we'll start seeing these projects pop up at our community center, and then I think it's Whitney is going to house this gallery show as well. Pearson Gallery, we have our first artist, Holly Hamilton, is expecting her reception on October 23rd, and I believe her workshop has already happened at this point. But yeah, we will see. With the Rotunda Gallery, we just shut down the 1 October exhibit. We had around 400 attendees. We are, staff are working behind the scenes right now. Basically, the Commissioner Naft has invited a Holocaust museum is coming into the gallery, and that's going to be around for 3 months. She will be doing tours and all sorts of neat stuff. There's VR headsets going to be there when her staff is around. So as we get more information, we get paperwork on that, I will give you more information. Maybe we can set up a field trip to go see it. And Winchester Gallery, we just closed on Full On Fantasy. It was a great show. And now we actually have Day of the Dead exhibit has been installed into the gallery. That reception will be November 1st and 2nd. And Wetlands Gallery is still in the Company of Animals is still running through November 1st. I want to tell you all with the gallery system, we have some staffing changes happening. So Stephanie, this is her last month working here. Stephanie is going to move to California, and we wish her all the best. She's been a significant help to the arts plan, and she oversees all of these galleries and has done a wonderful job. That will be on October 27th is when she leaves, and Gio also put in his notice. So Gio's a BFA student from UNLV. He's also working with Bobby and, you know, doing his own art career. So it was his time to leave too. So we do have an active call out for a part-time gallery curator, and then as you all know, it does take time to fill a full-time position. So marketing insights, you know, we've seen some small number bumps, which is actually pretty good compared to what I heard today. I was talking to the county museum, and they said the social media algorithms had changed again, so they were suggesting that in any of your posting, don't post your link within the body, post it in a comment, because they're shutting down and not spreading any of that info when you have a link attached. So good info. Mustafa's running our marketing, and I think he's doing a wonderful job at pushing out our postings and creating all of these assets that we need for our programming. For conservation, we have quite a few projects in progress. ZAP Monthly is, so we've spent so far on RPO $10,536. So each month you should see an increase in that dollar amount. So you can see too, we're averaging roughly like a little over $5,000 a month. Just a reminder, this is a new company, and so Brett is working through those aches and pains of getting to know someone, right? REACH, we will have more information, I think, will come out in the next couple months on REACH, but rest assured, we are working towards getting this thing resolved. The Day of the Dead mosaic mural, Homero's been on the hunt, just like we talked about last month. We are still kind of inking through Ceramisys, we know, to try to find somebody that is equipped to do this. Aku Aku Interpretive Signs, Homero sent in, Homero's gotten back a really good quote from the general contractor. He is now kind of resending a quote form in the county quote form for them to sign, and we can move on with this project. The general contractor is coming in around, I think, just under $25,000. And the signage, we are modeling the signage off of wetlands. They have found outdoor signage that has a 10-year warranty. So, yeah, quite significant. Not going to help us with anti-graffiti. You know, if people graffiti them, they're going to graffiti them, or if they carve them in. But this company does have stronger material, better material. So I think it's worth the funding for it. And then I can't remember, but I think it's around $2,500 that we're paying to Nevada Preservation Foundation to help us and ensure that we have historical content and we're not just making up stuff about Aku Aku. The Desert Diamonds concrete work, so sorry on that typo, that this should have the budget up here. We haven't spent $24,840 yet, but we will here shortly. And so Clark County RPM does like a large bid for electrical because electrical is, you know, dense. There's a lot of products out there, and so they like to stay consistent with one company. And so Brett is working with that company and is going to get some new information to see how we can resolve the vandalism that's happening out there. Brett will probably do some of the work himself by putting, while those lenses are like, the diameter's pretty small, I think they're at 2 inches, the kids are still taking baseball bats and hitting them and busting those lenses. Those lenses are like rated for, they're very, very thick. It's crazy. So, so Brett is probably going to get kind of a metal grate to go over those lights. They're usually, you know, have some design to them, some filigree to them. And instead of paying an electrician to do it, he'll do that work because it's going to be some finessing, just drilling out the concrete and installing those. So they're not going to sit in the casing of the lighting like usual because you don't find them that small even. So. Camp Lee bathrooms, this project has been moved over to Tammy, and thank you, Tammy, for working on this one. But we are still just waiting for forestry, but that nudge has gotten better. I think we're, you know, 5 or 6 forestry people in deep, and so we're waiting to get that approval. We think we found the right person at this point. Community engagement, so we have 13 projects in total that we're actively working on, and the other 2 carryover projects are complete at this point. That's awesome. Tammy.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So for the trash can art, the jury meeting is still being scheduled. Hoping to get it scheduled by the end of this month.
Yeah. So hopefully we release it in November. Be a good one.
Yes.
America 250 History Utility Box. We did get approval for the grant, so that's super exciting, but now we have to follow back up and get our BCC approval. It's a funny little thing in in Clark County, you have to go get approval before applying for the grant. Well, it takes over a month to even get onto an agenda item at the BCC. So, and because this was such a short notice, we went ahead and just applied, got our approvals through our director and through our finance people, and now we're going to go ask the full permission. But we're very excited. Overall, you can see the budget is $44,296. A little less than half of that is what the grant is paying for, and then half of that other half is staffing fees. So really out of the pocket, I think we were looking at $10,000 that we're paying with the arts plan, and then so that's great, right? We get $22,000 in grant funding. Helen Meyer Empowerment Art. The community center made the selection of the artists. They were provided 3 different artists. They made that selection, and we're working with the artists to get them vendored. And we're very excited to see what they do. It's a husband and wife duo, and next month we'll be able to tell you their name. Eileen? All right. So Eileen is working with ISI Group on this project. And how ISI, I guess, does their business is they're just having us contract directly with the artists, which are great. So we are contracting with Cody Womble. That's okay, no worries. So Cody Womble is doing the community engagement with the youth in each cabin, and creating kind of this cabin inspirational themed out mural at their doorways above where they exit every day. So it's something that they can look at when you go in. You know, it is a prison, right? So when you walk into each one of these cabins, it's what you think of for a prison. There's a security guard in the middle, and then there are bunk beds or bedding for each cell, but the cells are kind of open, and then there's an open toilet. And then you'll see youth on computers down by security doing their homework, or maybe some of them are in various areas. So the whole place is painted just white. There are, like I said, it looks like if you'd watch one of those reality shows of a prison, that's what it looks like. So for those kids to have something at the beginning of the day that reminds them that they're people, that they have some inspiration, or whatever they end up talking to Cody about, I'm sure he will do a wonderful job.
And the IC group will facilitate for the youth to do the art themselves? Or?
That was the original plan, right? I was like, let's engage Dana and have Dana as a business owner go in and talk to these youth about what he does and make that connection. But Dana said his commitments were too much this year, and so he had suggested these artists, which these artists, are already on our radar. Mm-hmm. So we just said, okay, well, we're doing this with these guys, we'll see. So, but Cody already submitted his community engagement plan. The manager who we're working with, she's on board, and it was really engaging. And Cody himself is his own business owner, and so he's going to go through, his life as business owner, and then how these young individuals, if they are interested in pursuing an art career, how they get there. And then another hour spent on the design. So he's going to do 5 engagements because it's 5 different buildings. So super cool. Then we have LaRon coming in, and he's doing the Connex box. So he'll do kind of a little bit shorter, right? He's going to do 1 engagement, talk to the kids about the football field and what they're doing there, and like get a feel for the overall campus, and then he'll do what he does best. So, yeah, it'll be a very cool project, very fulfilling. Walnut Empowerment, so this is one of the images from the artist that, from Bethavies. Sorry, Beth. And so this is going to get installed pretty soon, and actually the install is set for October 23rd at 7 a.m., and we'll be looking at a dedication shortly after. So very cool. So MLK Family Services Visitation Area. After the meeting last month, we did find out that there was an NRS issue when you do likeness of children that are in custody. So we had to kind of scrap that initial work that those kids at Child Haven did because they were doing self-portraits. After that, and then meeting with Family Services, they've chosen to put this project on an indefinite hold while they kind of regroup and figure out really what they want to do. They kind of wanted to expand the project and use real money, our real money, and we don't have the funds to do this project, right? So we were saying like, oh, $500 in ops supplies, which we have a lot of money in ops supplies, but we don't have a lot in professional services. And so that's where they just said, yeah, let's hold. So they may come back to you in budget season and ask for a fully funded project, or they may decide that they're going to do it on their own. Parkdale Hispanic Heritage Mural. Eileen is working with an artist right now. She's trying to get him contracted, and so he can start this project. So basically the overarching idea is to highlight Hispanic heritage within that mural, and do some community engagement with that community to make sure that the mural reflects the community. Spring Valley Economic Development, we actually haven't had any engagement this month. It's been pretty quiet, and, but I did get the drive. I drove down and looked at this piece in person, and it is pretty phenomenal, I'd have to say. Really good. Tammy?
For the recycled propaganda poster, we're working with them to create a PSA poster that's going to be displayed alongside the Le Monde temporary art in downtown Summerlin in November.
And he's also, Isaac should be in contact with Le Monde, and he's making the artwork that is going to project out of that bicycle as well. So it'll be a nice tie-in. So Visions of the Past, just a reminder that on Friday, October 24th, from 6 to 8 p.m. is that closing reception. Miss Avey will open up the reception, and then each artist has been asked to, at some point during the night, stand by their artwork and discuss why, how, what. Tammy, did you, so this one's not gonna be open for a while. We'll update you next month. And then Tammy, did you get any info from Crystal, Laura?
Yeah, so they're working on a submittable page on their end, and they're going to post the call soon.
Okay, so I don't know if we're gonna hit that 10/15 open date, but we are trying to stick as close to possible with at least the residency dates. I'm sure we could push the December date a little bit, but it does take forever to vendor people and contract with them. Okay, so projects. Our 2 carryover projects are complete, which is exciting. And then we have 19 funded projects. And really, a lot of them aren't on hold anymore. So I think we're doing a pretty good job there. Tammy?
For the Lamont temporary play art, so the dog island and the football benches were deinstalled on October 1st. And the next installation will be Light Lane, that's going to District G in downtown Summerlin on November 15th. And that's going to be with Recycled Propaganda's poster as well.
Just today, we made some decisions too. So we're going to reach out to T-Mobile Arena and put out hockey sticks outside of their arena for the first 6 weeks of January. So January and February 15th. The idea is because Lamont puts a lot of, as you can see in this picture, they put a lot of vinyl on, and we customize that vinyl. We're going to draw people back to public art and the Parks and Rec page and whatever else we want to draw them back to and get them engaged in our programming. So we said, you know, if they have the hockey sticks available, Golden Knights is a huge proponent of our community, and it would just be a really great place for us to expose this program and get more eyes on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're working with the last 3 commissioners to schedule out the rest of the year. On the Stadium District mural, so I met with county management within the LRP, and then I also met with Commissioner Naft, and there was concern about America 250. I don't think there was a concern about America 250. There's concern about this location. Mm-hmm. So the height of the wall, the location of the wall, and each party had different concerns. Ultimately, Commissioner Naft talked about could we find a more predominant wall someplace else where people could actually visit. He's like, people can't visit this. They're going to fly by it on the freeway. Are they really going to take the time to stop and pull into this area? Originally, what I thought was the tailgating area. I don't know if they changed it, but what was told to me in these meetings is that wall isn't for tailgating, or that area. That's the area where Lyft drivers just drop off people. And so they also had concerns with that. They were like, oh, are the people even going to be paying attention? It's just going to be Lyft drivers seeing it, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go back on the hunt to look for a predominant mural space in District A, and then we'll have to go to the Board of County Commission. We'll have to come here, have a discussion about it, see if you all are on board, and then we have to go to, ultimately, it is the County Commission's decision to make. So the idea would be to reallocate this $112,000 into that new mural, wherever it may be.
Is the idea that it remains in close proximity to the stadium or not anymore?
No, I mean, honestly, he suggested and I gotta go scope it, but he was like, the Welcome Las Vegas sign gets a lot of people. And I was like, but there's no wall.
Right.
So he really said, he was like, he doesn't feel it's very community, it's a community location. And I could see, looking at the pictures, a different picture that I showed him in the presentation was a picture from the freeway, because he had kept on saying that through staff, and I'm like, no, you can see it from the freeway. And then meeting with him, he was like, he said it again, and I'm looking at it, and I go, oh, you're right, because the wall's so short, it's not a big, massive wall,
Right.
you know? So they're having apprehension of this area, for sure.
Well, and it's a lot of money allocated to it, so if they don't feel good about it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so they want to move the location completely, is the thing. So if anyone is seeing or looking around District A and you see a wall that you think would be a good fit, let me know. Hit me up, please. And then we're going to go scour it. It's a huge district, so we'll get to it. Eileen and I traveled to Searchlight last night and had a really great jury meeting with the people that live in that town, and then also we had our art committee member and an artist online. So we appreciate all of their time. This call is going to come out in November. And this is going to be, same thing, it could be inexperienced artists or experienced. We are going to give extra points to zip codes that are near there. So Searchlight, Cal Navari, and they mentioned one other area. So we'll give bonus points because we understand that those artists may not have this robust resume that the other ones do, but we also encourage that the evaluators understand if they're giving high scores to people in Vegas, give that to ones that are well experienced, because we don't want an inexperienced artist having to drive all the way out to Searchlight and then realize they don't have things, and then they're going back and forth. It's going to discourage them from public art, and we don't want that. So,
Vicky, just a quick question. And this gets political, right? But being that Searchlight, in fact, is the place where Harry Reid was born, and that is part of District A, and can the mural be moved there and perhaps in some way celebrate a notable politician that was born there?
yeah. Maybe, I mean, this elementary school is named after him,
So
so.
maybe find a wall in that elementary school.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a great thought, right? And Searchlight does have, we do have a senior center that is on the main drag. So anyone driving through Searchlight onto Laughlin would see that mural. So might not be a bad idea. Speaking of that, and I'm glad you brought that up, Nevada Arts Council had recently did a grant call for artists. They didn't ask artists for any proposals, and from my understanding, I think Nevada Arts Council is going to approach City of Las Vegas, Henderson, Mesquite, and Clark County about donating a mural. So that's in the works too, and we don't know what those details are. But I did mention it to those folks on the evaluation committee that there might be a possibility of an additional mural. Yeah. Okay, and then the Juvenile Justice Service mural. So while I do want you guys to decide maybe today who somewhat gets assigned, I will have to go back in November and have you officially voted in. So, but the Juvenile Justice Service mural wildly changed over this month. And so what we are now doing is there's a small area which is just to the, if we're facing this building. So just to the right, there's like a little window and there's this tan square. That is where our mural is going. So it's kind of small. We are going to give the option to the artists if they want to do kind of like a vinyl on the window too, to kind of tie it all in. But that is what the design committee had asked for and chose to do. Things could still change when we get up the actual committee, but for now, the architect and RPM and all of the people that were in the design meeting for RPM, this is where they're suggesting our mural goes. Kind of small, but that is okay because then inside the building, so this tall jut out here, you know, this is a modular Connex building, right? So when I saw it, we were talking about an interior mural, I said, well, what are you doing for sound issues? And I go, how many people are going to be in this room? And they said, oh, well, it's going to be like, you know, children and parents, and there would be up to 12 to 15 people in this tiny room at a time. And I said, well, at that point, you need some soundboards. So we're switching gears on that. So an artist would be hired to essentially create the artwork within this room that will help defer the sound. So I think we're going to come way below this $50,000 budget. That is okay. It just gets rolled back into the arts plan, and we can use it for another project. And then Walnut Playground, we do have 3 finalists that are being contracted. Their presentation is scheduled for November 5th. And so those 3 artists are working on that right now. It will be, this November 5th event is open to the public, and so we will get you out marketing things when we can. And Hollywood Recreation Center mural, Eric Fizzolo is well on his way. He is also doing a great job of promoting, so he's tagging us in socials, and he's trucking along painting this mural. We already talked about SAP 19. The Desert Breeze Special Events area, so the original engineer, I think Lou said he's missing one other little thing, and then we can kind of move this project along. The challenge here is we ran out of money. So as soon as permits approves, I told Lou, I said, as soon as they approve and you get an email, let me know, because I need to get a quote from a general contractor and the quality insurance engineer. So once I have those 2 numbers, then we could go to the Board of County Commission, see what we have to do to get that money. We may have to take money from another project in order to fund this. We don't know, but I plan to have those conversations with finance and with the DA soon. And then, like I said, this project is on hold. Might be a good place to take some funding from. And then Legacy Trail Cyclists, we have a meeting scheduled with the evaluators for November 4th. And I expect that the call for artists is going to come out fairly quickly. So we'll probably do a December run, have January evaluations, and you all will be seeing designs in March. And then Sunset Signature Art Piece, just a reminder that Monday, October 20th at 2 p.m. is those design presentations. If you're here, you can see them out in the hall. If not, I have provided them for you right here. So we have Renewable Envoy with lead artist Rick RL, so Rick Art Studio. And he is proposing a aluminum alloy metal sculpture called Chasing the Sun. Mark Brandevik is proposing a piece called Kormorabi, and it is shaped satin finished stainless steel and shaped powder-coated steel mesh kinetic elements. So that's from Mark Brandevik. I think that was like 27 feet tall. And then Spirit of Sunset Park by Barbara and Larry Domsky is proposed as a powder-coated half-inch steel plate. So those are the three proposals, and we're looking forward to hearing their discussion or their presentation. It will be in this room. And then Wetlands Monument, this is Eileen's project. She's working with Lou on the sculpture. He has submitted some proposed changes to the design. They're really minor, having to do with this pedestal area. So he's making it kind of more like a branch, which is quite nice. And then he refined the belly cuts a little bit better on this piece. So we're running through the stakeholders to get those approvals, and I think we'll have that today, Eileen, and you can move on. So you can get going on this project. We also talked about SAP 20. Just note, once SAP 20 is done in January, Eileen is also planning this huge SAP 20 celebration here at Sunset Park, and we're hoping to hire art vendors and maybe some live painters, like do an actual little festival around it. So it should be a fun event. So before we close it out, since we need some discussion on this one. I suggested your new member, Sean Russell, might be a good fit for this project. Mm-hmm. And no one needs to vote, so I think it's, but, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the call has been already, for the artist, has been established. It's interesting you mentioned the window. I mean, one, was an architect, designer, whatever, artist, you always, when you look at these presentations, you immediately start to see what you do. And I think a window in a juvenile justice center can mean so many things.
Yeah.
A window to the future, a window to, better life,
yeah.
Introspection. So I actually kind of think that window could be a powerful part of the mural if the artist chooses to use it that way, right?
I think so.
So I think having a window is not a hindrance, in my opinion, but rather an interesting opportunity. Right?
Yep. And I think the question at hand is anyone that's here or online interested enough to take on this project? And if not, then...
But you're suggesting that Sean is his name?
Mm-hmm.
Might be the person that...
Yeah, he's in that area for work, but past that, I don't know that he has any experience or tie-in with sound panels.
My suggestion to the committee and to you, Mickey, would be to leave this one for our next month meeting when he is here. And if he doesn't volunteer to it, and someone has a very strong desire to serve on it, we could probably have a vote. Yeah. But if he wants to serve on it and start with that project, that's also great.
Yeah, I like that option. I will approach him and see. I think because we would just need to get it started, so. And that was my bad. I did not put it on the agenda, as it was asked for. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So committee members, are there any questions regarding the report or any comments that you wish to make regarding the report? Hearing none, I guess we could, thank you, Mickey.
Yeah, of course.
We can move to the next item on our agenda, which is to identify emerging issues by the committee at future meetings. And comments made during this portion of the agenda shall refer solely to proposals for future agenda items. So is there anything that committee members would like to see included in the future agenda?
You all will have to do your chair votes again in November elections.
Yeah, and I think this is my second term, so someone has to take my place, so think about that. Yeah, so that has to be on the agenda for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, folks? No? Well, since it seems that there are no are there general public members in attendance?
No.
No. All right, so since there are no members of the public, I guess we can skip item number 8, which brings us to the last item on our agenda, which is to announce that our next meeting will be on Tuesday, November the 11th. At that time, again, Jeff will not be with us anymore. We'll have a new committee member, Sean Russell, and we will have to also elect a new chair for this committee. So while I can say the sort of words for that meeting, I also want to thank you for having trusted me in that role. So, I appreciate, enjoyed having served in that capacity. So with that, I guess we're done, right? So time to adjourn. So it's great to see you all.
Yeah. We'll see ya. Bye.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I was just going to say thank you for everything.
Thank you, Jerry.
And I would
You're
like
welcome.
to say that also, Mickey, thank you for just letting me know that you've covered everything and investigated. And when it's brought to me, it's like, oh, it's a easier decision if there's a decision to be made that you've already covered all the ground. So thank you very much for that. And also next month, November the 11th, I will have eye surgery on that day. So on the 11th and the 25th. So both eyes will need to be done so I can see.
I love it. Well,
So,
take care on that, Ken. I know it's pretty standard procedure, but we will be sending you good vibes.
mhm. So yes. And then of course another thing, and that's my birthday also. So happy
Surgery on your birthday?
well, that was the best date. It's like, okay, well, and they do surgery on Tuesdays, so okay. Well,
Well, happy early birthday.
well,
Yes, happy birthday.
so thanks.
All right.